What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So with only 1 week left when it comes to our election, our midterm election, I want to start showing you some clips. I showed you a clip earlier of Senator Scott. I want to show you President Obama. He's going to be talking about Social Security. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. That way you'll get notified anytime I put out a video. We do daily videos here, so make sure you click all when you hit the bell notification. That way you should be getting all my notifications. If you're having problems or you're not getting notifications, let me know down below and I will relay this message to YouTube. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and a listen to this clip here. This is President Obama. He's going to be talking to people in Wisconsin. He's going to be talking about Senator Johnson and talking about Social Security as well. Here we go.
Senator Johnson voted to raise the retirement age to 70. Supported a plan that would put Social Security and Medicare on the chopping block every single year. Each year you'd have to vote to renew this thing. I mean, think about it, because Washington works so well. You want your Social Security and Medicare reliant on Congress every year. He's called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. Said that it's candy that the left is giving away. The point is, some of you here are on Social Security. Some of your parents are on Social Security. Some of your grandparents are on Social Security. You know why they have Social Security? Because they worked for it. They worked hard jobs for it. They have chapped hands for it. They had long hours and sore backs and bad knees to get that Social Security. And if Ron Johnson does not understand that, if he understands giving tax breaks for private planes more than he understands making sure that seniors who've worked all their lives are able to retire with dignity and respect, he's not the person who's thinking about you and knows you and sees you, and he should not be your senator from Wisconsin.
Okay, so that was President Obama. You saw President Obama is usually very cool, calm, and collected. You saw he got a little fired up there talking about Social Security. And so it's going to come down to, who do you believe? Do you believe Democrats can do better when it comes to Social Security? Do you believe Republicans can do better when it comes to Social Security? But just looking and looking and talking about some of the issues that he raised as far as raising the age limit for Social Security for full benefits. Right now, it's between 66 and 67, depending on when you were born. But there is talk that they want to raise it up to 69 or 70. And you do have politicians, mainly senators, that are talking about this as an option. And I talked a little bit about this before, talked about Senator Graham. That's one of his plans he wants to do, because he doesn't want to raise taxes on the wealthy. Okay. He also talked about that airplane, private jet tax or what have you. And that's true. If you buy a private jet, you can write it off. Totally tax free. And you have a lot of wealthy people who will do that, because if they owe millions of dollars in taxes, they go out and they buy a private jet and then they write it off. And so that's something that happens. And there's a famous YouTuber that talked about this, openly talked about this, that he bought a private jet. I think it was like $50 or $60 million because he wanted to avoid taxes. And it worked. It worked. He was able to avoid taxes by doing that. So very, very interesting when it comes to the wealthy. There are no problems when it comes to giving them benefits. But when it comes to Social Security, it's always a struggle. And we're talking about this whole sunsetting of Social Security, and Ron Johnson, Senator Johnson's talked about doing this every year. Okay, every year they have to review Social Security and see if it's still viable, both Social Security and Medicare. Okay, that doesn't mean automatically there will be cuts, but that means they have to review it every year. And if they don't agree on, if the Democrats and Republicans don't agree on moving forward with Social Security, then guess what? For the short term, it'll be paused. So we'll see a shutdown of Social Security. So people receiving Social Security are not going to be receiving it for a few months until they figure out what to agree on. And a lot of times, if that's a situation or they're not agreeing on Social Security, it could mean that the whole negotiating is they want to make some cuts. So one side doesn't want to make cuts. The other side wants to make cuts. They start arguing back and forth. They don't come to an agreement. We shut down Social Security. We shut down Medicare, just like we're always talking about shutting down the government, because every year the government, every year they have to have a budget. And in order to have that budget, they need to agree upon things. We know what happens every year. Every year when it comes to our budget, we look at this continued resolution, just like they did just last month, continued resolution. Now we're going to address it in December. It's the same thing. If we had a sunset on Social Security, Medicare, it would be detrimental. And Ron Johnson is for that. Okay. He's openly said that he's for that. And so when it comes to the midterms, it's going to be who do you believe, Democrats or Republicans? Right now, Senator Johnson has a slight lead over Barnes. And so we'll have to see if he can hold out and actually win his reelection. So we'll follow it. We'll definitely follow it. I'll put out some more information in the future when it comes to some of these different close races. But you see former President Obama really, really upset, or at least fired up when it comes to this whole Medicare issue. If you guys have any questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.